Okay, today is June 1st. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of wrap up on the P2. As far as anything else I'm doing, I'm just trying to do a bunch of appointments today. Phone's been blowing up. I got 2 appointments today. Picked up another appointment I got to do this weekend. And I'm going to drop off those gifts you've been seeing me make on the P2. So this afternoon is going to be pretty busy for me. So I'm hoping to make this one quick. So I want to wrap up my thoughts a little bit on the P2. That fire I had yesterday made me think a lot. So I did go back and test when I said, to my knowledge. So today I went and tested, and there is no like 3 press, 4 press, press and hold kind of thing that will rehome the laser head. So if you have a fire, that head is sitting over that fire, just sitting there. And if, unless they've changed the logic for the, what do you call that? The fire kit. The logic of the fire kit is, you got the plug for the fire kit, the plug for the printer, or the laser. The laser goes into a special plug that is tethered to the kit. And what it does is, if a fire is detected, it shuts down the computer. I mean, the engraver. After it shuts it down, then it initiates. Well, again, there is a fire, hopefully small, like it was kind of yesterday. I was able to control it. What happens if it flares up? Well, the head's just sitting there. And if you're sitting there, you're monitoring, especially since it's a closed system, which means you'd have to be doing this. Like I was when I was videoing yesterday. It was like, what's yellow? What's that red? Oh, it's a fire. Of course, already know about the emergency procedure. I need to read the book to see if it's in there. Double tap. I was able to open it, put the fire out. Here's the thing. Like I said, the laser head is sitting on it. The only way I've figured out so far, I need to go and read because I don't want to give you bad info, is you need to go to the computer, set that computer to finish after you've closed the door. Fire, remember, you're trying to get it out. Close the door, hit pause, hit OK, and then it will rehome the laser head. That's bad. Because you ain't like doing something like lifting it up and moving it to the side like a D1 or something. That sucker is there. On top of the fire. So that's a weakness. They hopefully come up with a software fix like you can, like I said, press and hold or do 3 quick presses and it homes. That's going to be like the best thing, because turn it off only does one thing. Turns it off, fire is still going. Beep, 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 whoa, is what you need. I hope you're listening, xTool. Because there's another part of it that people may not think about, because this is the way up until now, the P2, I've been doing things. Wi-Fi. So the computer literally can be in the other room. But remember, even if I'm monitoring in that room, what I just said, if I wanted to get to home, I got to go to another room before and hit pause, hit OK, then it rehomes. You know how much damage can be done in that time? So it's faster to put out the fire with the laser head over it. So that is number 1. Messed around with the rotary. So it's going to be interesting. Got to figure out, because like on the rotary now, like for the M1, they actually have like different slots. Like if you don't have the riser, you got the blocks that are alpha, omega, whatever. I don't even know what the blocks are because I have the riser. And even in the riser, there are markings for the positions. Well, maybe it's somewhere in the book, and maybe it's in the book for the RA2 for the P2, which one of those levels. Because let me tell you right now, that riser is required. They shouldn't have even, it's just required. They shouldn't have even released that thing without the riser. The riser is required for multiple reasons. Because number 1 being, yeah, it's required. I'm going to call it that. You must buy the P2 with the riser, in my opinion. Because if you get an RE2, it is not going to work, even if you remove the slot. The only way you have to do it is raise it. Remember, it weighs 100 pounds. Because I'm down on, I believe, level 3 just to use the riser. Not the riser, the RA2. So I did play with the RA2 today. I did not show it purely because you've seen a million RA2 videos. Then I would have to answer some questions about my modifications to the RA2. And I got another modification I haven't put on it yet, but they make it much better. Basically, you'll be able to do, gotta put this in the basket before I forget. So like this mug here, it allows you to do it because it can now turn all the way around. Now you can do the RA2 where it turns all the way around. What I did it before is I had it, reversed, and I had like risers under it. Okay, hold on, let me say thank you to my clients here. Finish up some paperwork so maybe we'll be able to close today. That's what it is when you're just doing work, you know what I'm saying? Hold on here. Let me respond. Okay, cool. Let's see, other thoughts. I was thinking about it even more as far as like protecting the bottom and some other parts of it. It's still silicone, I believe, but it's a silicone fiber that's heat proof. If you're into heat presses, just go, I'm sitting here saying this crap. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna go to Amazon and I'm gonna look for heat press. Oh man, what do you call that stuff? Heat press vinyl? No, that's not it. It's I'm just gonna type in. Yeah, heat press silicone sheet. So you get one of these large heat press silicone sheets. So like here's one that's damn near the perfect size. That'll do everything for you. It's a pack of 3. I'm sorry, it's not silicone, it's Teflon. Here's the size, you get 4 of them for $7. 16 by 12 by 16. Even better, they got one that's a 3-pack for $8, $7.89, 16 by 20, which means it covers all the way, plus most of this, which means, just slip it out because it's like 13. Clip out those little inches. Who knows, you may be able to put them to the side if you want to. You may be able to find something even bigger. So Teflon sheets for heat press. Oh, look at this one. This one's even better. This one covers it completely. A 10-pack of Teflon sheets for 16 by 24, which means it's going to completely cover it. You just have to snip the top, and it's going to be light enough so any black material can be seen, and it should not burn. I have Teflon sheets because I have a heat press. I'm going to test one, make sure it doesn't burn, and hopefully by tomorrow you will know what the results, because I know it won't burn for silicone, but Teflon, I want to make sure for you. And if it doesn't burn with the laser, and it shouldn't at that distance, because the laser spot's going to be really outside of parameters, but paper will burn at that. But this silicone, I'm pretty sure it's not, because it can stand hundreds and hundreds of degrees. It can stand, I can't remember if it's in Celsius or Fahrenheit, but mine goes up to like 300-400 degrees. Again, I don't remember if it's Celsius or Fahrenheit. And this isn't affected. Doesn't do anything to it. So I think we'll be pretty good. Matter of fact, let me go, in case it works, I'm gonna drop this into my thing here because it's light brown or tan color. So it's going to, you're going to be able to see anything. So if you have a black item, you're going to be able to see it. Probably use heat tape to keep it down, but I got heat tape. Okay, so I'm going to test that for you guys. So it'll be a different video, so I've already started this. I don't know. We'll see. Thoughts? I have not had a CO2 before. As far as the additional stuff I can do, you know, we can do the clear acrylic, the clear glass. Let me see, I just got a response. Fingers are crossed. Wait a minute, I hope the funder can fund right now. But thing is, I actually like the way it comes. I don't have one in front of me. This was kind of messed. This was really messed up, but I'm serious. This is a guy I sold a house to a couple of months ago. He's in the fire academy. I was going to make this for him to put out, but it's a frostier look with a diode laser and a coating, and I use tempera paint. I've been debating to try to use tempera, see what happens here. What I've been looking at is people who want a really good frosted look are using a product called Blazer Orange, and a 6 by whatever roll of that crap's like 80 something bucks. That's just a little excessive in my opinion. The entire purpose of having something like this is throwing it in and not having to go through the prep steps of setting up my spray gun, mixing up a good mixture of tempera, spraying it on, letting it dry, putting it in. But it looks, I don't know, this may be frosted enough for most people. If I tried to sell it, I don't know if I'd do that. But you know, it probably works for most people, but still. If I'm gonna, because I would love to be able to have the option of one day being able to sell these. The option. Just based on what I know of CO2s and what I've been able to get, and now I can cut the foam board, even though you gotta be very careful. It will flare up on you. And it seems to really flare up at the paper. So you gotta keep it at low enough and fast enough. You gotta find a good routine where it doesn't flare up the paper on the back side, which is what happened both times, or all 3 times. So I'm actually thinking if you're doing foam board, you need to do it light, fast, and 2 or 3 iterations. That way it goes all the way through, and by the time it comes around again, it's cool, and all you're doing is just making sure it cuts out. Because like I said, I did a complete cut of the exact same parameters, 0 problems the day prior. Well, you actually probably won't see that yet because, like I said, I had that issue with Vimeo. And also on Vimeo, I think they're putting their thumbs on the scale because I was able to upload the video that you've seen before this one, which was yesterday's video. Said I used up 17% of my space. I know for a fact that those 2 videos together were not 17%. I'll have to double check, but I'm only almost 100%. They're not 17%, or 17% of 20 gigabytes. So I'll have to double check so I don't sit there and lie on Vimeo. But it is upsetting, to say the least. Other things, thoughts. I like the way it cuts through the wood. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't seem to cut through any better than my 40 watt, but for some odd reason, the edges are a little bit better, even though it's a higher spot size. And to be honest, the spot size on the 40 watts not that great anyway. The 20 and 10s are much better. 20 isn't even great, and 10s is superb for the xTool. So with them setting out, like when you buy the 40 and you don't already have the D1 Pro, it was smart for them to pair it with the 10 watt because that spot size is as big as a CO2 and you don't have the versatility. And with the cost of it and the fact that it already has a hole for the air assist, the air assist needs to come with the dang thing. Or I mean, be honest, all you have to do is just go to and get the same air assist, because the biggest flaw I see in their air assist for the D1 and the M1 is it's not variable. And I love the fact that I can change the air assist on the P2, because I've discovered when you turn the air assist down when engraving, you don't get those char marks outside of the engraving. So you can adjust that. That's a good thing. And when it's at 100%, it's way more powerful than the one for the M1 and D1. I would highly suggest, like I said, getting an inline fan. They're 70 freaking bucks. Get the hoses that you need, because some of them will come with hoses, most aren't. I will add, get your reducers, the 3-inch to 4-inch because I have a 4-inch inline. The hose fits inside the 3-inch, so I found out they make a 2.5, so I just ordered it. It should be here tomorrow. So hopefully by the time I do the next video, we've changed it out again and we've put it on, and hopefully it fits perfectly over the 2-inch, 2.5-inch. Because I did notice, according to how the wind is blowing, I don't think it was even the wind, because that's the reason. Like at first, all I did was just like, open the window and kind of like close it on the hose, and it worked great for a few days. I barely smelled anything except for when the wind changed. Then we put in the actual window kit. By the way, for those of you who have 3D printers, you can actually go to Thingiverse and they have a window kit you can print out. I'd probably buy it. You'd spend just as much, if not more, in filament. So buy it. I did a lot of cutting day before yesterday, and I was smelling a lot of smoke. And I have filtration system, or not filtration, filters, or what do you call those things? Whatever, filtration systems in the house. And one I have that's behind the D1, the M1, so I can't see it. But one is the exact same. It's the Shark model, and it's out in the hallway, and you can tell when smoke, even when you can't smell it, when the smoke has gotten away from it, because the efficiency starts going down while it processes the smoke. Let's see, inline fan, Teflon, which I'll test for you tomorrow. RA2 works just fine. If you have an M1, you do it the exact same way as the M1. I'll probably show it to you tomorrow. It's been shown in I don't want to call them paid reviews, reviews of people who received units. That little side unit is perfect. I was able to get all of the blades in there, and the RA2 and the accessories. Fits perfectly. I love it. In the riser base, because there's storage space there. Although I hadn't looked on the other side, but based on the way it is, you should be able to put storage on the other side. And I got to see if they did that, because if so, there's a lot more stuff that can go under there to save yourself a lot of time. Oh, one other thing, you're going to get it anyway. You're going to get the IPA isopropyl alcohol. Every time you use the blades, wipe them down. So take some paper towel. What I found is I just spritz the paper towel, and then yeah, that movement. And I just clean them off. Yeah, they get dirty really quick. And that way you can keep them semi-clean, especially if you've done a good burn on them for wood, because it's going to get down on there. One of the things I'm thinking about is figuring that little laser spot for the roller. I don't trust it right now. I'm probably going to figure out a solution to put something that's in that area, so it does, when it burns through, it doesn't harm that. So I'm trying to figure out a solution right now. I think I have a solution. The little like when you get a laser print, a laser, and they give you those little thin aluminum cards to practice on, because they're coated aluminum. I'm thinking about taking some of them, bending them into shape, because they're so thin, but the laser isn't going to pierce through it, and it's just going to be there when it goes through. Your stuff still is good. Not only that, even if it was didn't do that. I'm serious. That bottom has got so filthy. After I did a whole bunch of cuts the other day, it wasn't even funny. So that's another thing for the Teflon. It's going to protect the bottom. And when you have a flare up like I did with the foam, it was actually the paper that flared up, not the foam, but the paper keeps it going. And I don't mean the foam board. I mean when I was cutting foam for the little whiskey case there. That burn mark that's there where foam sparked up at is permanent. I can't get that out. So hopefully that wouldn't have happened with the Teflon. I'm pretty sure that the Teflon is not going to burn, but I'm going to just make sure for you guys, because there is an issue with Teflon and heat, even though we use Teflon. You'd have to go back to like when people use Teflon dish or cookware and stuff. It doesn't catch a fire or anything. It's something else. It's a gas release. I even made a movie about it. Who's that movie star? I forget. It was a major star. It's like 3 years ago. It was a true story. We're dealing with Teflon. But their biggest thing is it got into people's bodies from the plant. I'm not dancing. I'm just trying to make sure, because my wife hasn't provided me with the remote and stuff I asked for already. So I'm going to go and ask for that. I'm going to upload this, hopefully get it out tonight. Since I put yesterday's and days out, what I'm trying to do is figure out what I'm missing, because I'm missing a lot of P2 stuff of videos that I took that I couldn't upload because of Vimeo. And I'm just going to space them out the day of and, the missing day. So hopefully somebody's gotten some good use out of this P2 stuff. Hopefully tomorrow will be the last of it. I think I have it all set up. And then I'll start talking a little bit more about my new setup for my heat press, because I didn't do any heat press stuff for these gifts here. And I got a lot of stuff set aside for gifts via heat press. Okay, so y'all mark. Any questions? If you notice, I've been answering questions on these because there's just so much missing stuff right now where xTool hasn't provided us with material settings. And I still need to get you my material settings, because even some of those I did, like from the Mobile Monkey spreadsheet, mine were a little different and they seem to work better for me. So I'll get those out there to you. I may just I'm being lazy. I'll probably keep them in the format that they're in, which was a doc or a text document with Notepad. And I'll just either copy paste them into the description, or yeah, I'm gonna have to copy paste them into the description. So most of the stuff I'm gonna be doing for now, I think I'm set. And I would, I don't know if I'm gonna do it for you because I'm busy. You see, I'm actually sitting here doing deals while I'm doing this. That's where you always see me doing this stuff. Laser and making these is a hobby that is advertising, so I can, make it legal and everything, because somebody's going to give me some good reviews from this. And on top of reviews, they're a client for life when I give them this basket of stuff. You ought to see this thing. It's magnificent. Yeah. But anyway, I want to create a checklist, at least for myself, and I may share it. Because like the stuff that I messed up on, or stuff I had good settings, but I forgot to do something. So it'll be like, okay, because I was in the military, I flew jets and stuff, bang, bang. I want to be able to come in and just go like, okay, it's going to be from turn on to the project. So if I'm doing acacia wood and I'm doing it on a curve, it's going to be this checklist. We'll see if I do it or not, because there's all kinds of checklists I say I'm going to do, but I don't do. And just like I said, I was trying to keep this to 5 minutes. It's 25, and I lied to y'all again. Anyway, keep up with me. I'm still doing this stuff. I got some more 3D stuff to do. I got a lot of unboxings. I got that new 3D scanner with the base plate, where a person can stand on it, holds like 300 pounds or something. A person can stand on it, stand still, and turn, and it'll scan their bodies. So you can create a 3D rendering of a person. So I need to get to that, and there's got some new shit coming too from Kickstarter. Cross fingers, because there's probably about 10 grand in stuff that I never received. Okay, I'm out of here.